From the onset, Barack Obama had an impressive cast of potential cabinet members. Many experts in fields where experts would be helpful in straightening out what had been ignored for years. Among others, on November 19, 2008, Barack Obama designated Tom Daschle to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. On December 3, 2008, the President-elect designated Bill Richardson to be his Commerce Secretary. On January 7, 2009, the President designated Nancy Killefer, a senior director at the respected consulting group McKinsey Co, to be his urgently needed performance officer. What was her job going to be? Killefer was going to be charged with weeding out inefficiencies in federal programs and creating more accountability in government. She has written about the failure of the government to successfully hold its employees responsible, which leads to productivity failure. Tom Daschle was a former Senate Majority Leader and Senator from South Dakota. After losing his bid for re-election, he began working for the lobbying firm Alston & Bird, which was active for such pharmaceutical firms like CVS, Caremark, the National Association for Home Care and Hospice, Abbott Laboratories, and Health South. His designation to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services fit his experience to the dot on the I. Let's look at Bill Richardson. Prior to being elected governor, Richardson served in the Clinton administration as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and as Energy Secretary. Looks like we are in good shape, aren't we? Well, maybe not quite. On January 4, 2009, Richardson withdrew his name as Commerce Secretary nominee because of the federal grand jury investigation into a pay-for-play dealing. The New York Times had reported in late December that the grand jury investigation issue would be raised at Richardson's confirmation hearings. Well, the never-ending story continues. On February 3, 2009, Tom Daschle dropped out after acknowledging that he had belatedly paid more than $128,000 in taxes owed to the federal government. It looks like he paid taxes for nothing. Also on February 3, 2009, Nancy Killefer withdrew her nomination after the Associated Press reported that a tax lien was active on her house because of failure to pay unemployment compensation for a household help. Looks like the president needs 3 new pictures on his Facebook site. Oh, yesterday I introduced you to Ducky, my advisor. Today allow me to introduce Proby-One Kenobi, the guy with a second opinion. Oh yes. Oh yes. Proby, what do you think of this musical chair business?
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Come on now, what? Steele? Good Lord, this time the Republicans lost it. Well, Michael Steele certainly makes news. Apparently yesterday he claimed that the government had never created one single job. I was about to say that he is an idiot, but I take that back. I think that anyone who does not recognize that his safety depends on law enforcement, on the fire department and the military, that his education depends on teachers, that the government pays for bridges, roads, schools, etc., built by people who work for money paid by the government, such a guy must be a zombie. Let me go back 1 second to David Duke and the KKK. Who the hell did they hire as a fashion designer? Proby could have done a better job. Look at it this way. There is light at the end of the tunnel. One business does not have to lay off people. Facebook. they have their work cut out for them in 2010. Namely, replace the picture gallery of the nincompoops in 2010. I'm trying to be polite and not use the term gallery of the obstructionists. You are free to use it though. Doesn't the tune fit the theme? Look, I have made a name for myself by saying aging and dying are prehistoric concepts that need to be challenged vigorously. Today I admit that some people are too old in mind to be in public office or suffer from Schmalzheimers, which incapacitates their brains. Oh, if you wonder what Schmalzheimers disease is, it is a condition where the arterial structure of the brain is saturated with schmaltz, preventing oxygen from getting to it, with disastrous consequences, as you can tell from the Republican crowd in the Senate. See you.
We now return control of your television set to you.